Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Yeah, WYBA,
PAFN,
WM41, YKWAGW,
WLFGS. All the acronyms. No music right now. Because the only music we want to hear is this one song. Got a one song for you. You want to hear it?
Here you go.
Hey. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You say that bitch again. I know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. We say that bitch again. One, two, three. Get your tail out. One, two, three. Get the fuck on. One, two, three. Get your tail out. One, two, three. Get the fuck on.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Manny Fresh.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, how you feel about it?
Sponsored by the good people at Sherwood & Vega Pro Audio, SherwoodandVega.com. Henry Gary, what up? Sherwood & Vega for all your pro audio needs. Studio monitors, headphones. They got microphones. They even have isolation stands for your studio monitors now. Boating accessories, motorcycle retrofits for your audio systems, all that there.
On a boat.
SherwoodandVega.com. VitaHermosaCigars.com coming soon. Vita Hermosa Cigars, premium cigar experience. Vita Hermosa, it is a beautiful life.
Indeed,
Dog,
it is.
It just seems like 2 weeks ago. And we haven't missed, I don't think we missed a week. But it just seems like just 2 weeks ago, we were just talking about John Cena not showing up. John Cena winning the Royal Rumble.
Fam, this has been so lackluster.
It seems like just yesterday.
This is not a retirement tour. This ain't it.
I really hope that the full heel ride of John Cena gets stretched out, so by like the time this event happens in Boston at the end of the year comes, it's like, I lied to you. You don't deserve to see me retire.
It's stumbled out of the blocks so miserably so far, and to be honest, we've gone through the process of saying, Cena's goated around us. He has as far as we know, as far as a record of conduct, flawless. Everything he's done previously. What I have an issue with is not even really Cena. I have the issue with the internet wrestling community, because I feel like
IWC is gonna forever have issues with somebody.
Just a toxic group of keyboardists. Because all we heard last year when it was time for, air quotes, time for Roman to drop the title was, you don't want a part-time superstars champion. He doesn't show up enough.
Guess what? Guess what you wanted? Guess what you wanted? A part-time champion who doesn't show up enough. Someone to break Ric Flair's record.
This is what I'm saying. So it's like every time we try to apply real logic or broken pencil logic, we come back to the same conclusion. The same one that y'all don't want to admit, but we know we can see clear as day.
Here's a news flash for you. Nobody is breaking Ric Flair's record. Because
I'm in favor of breaking it at this point, because Flair has become a detriment to himself in terms of like PR.
But 17 ain't even it though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If the real record is 18 or 22 or whatever Flair's real record is, and you can document it.
I think the documented record is 19.
Cool. WWE recognizes 17. So WWE...
No, they recognize 16 now.
They're going to recognize 17 as being the GOAT as well.
Oh, yeah.
So at that point, you got two choices. One, Cena deserves it. I think he's earned that.
No. Right to this point, nobody else has, and I'm not saying that Randy is not in the conversation. Because if Randy was not in the conversation, he wouldn't be at 14 his damn self. I agree. You know what I'm
saying? We're at this point. We feel like Cena has put in enough man hours. Pause. He's earned that. Here's the other part that nobody seems to quite understand or grasp. Charlotte is probably going to break that record too. With the way things are going, with the way that they refuse to kind of shift up her presentation, she's going to have a couple more WrestleManias, a couple more trips around the sun to get this done.
You know what's sad? You know what's sad? Not only do I think you're right, I think it happens because of injury. Look at the last 5 years. Every time she's going out the injury, she's come back to a title reign.
She's become Dak Prescott without the title reign situation. Like, injury, come back, be lauded and put over as being that, and then you get what you get. You get what you get, and you don't throw fits. So Charlotte is predetermined to break this situation if you want to keep that record on a flare. Cena has earned the right to be able to break that record because of all the work he's put in. I'm calling to the carpet the double standard of the ICW, because we've seen how you've handled, we saw how you kind of towards the end started handling Lesnar and his schedule. He's an attraction. 2, I'm glad he was able to negotiate that, because hey, more money, less work. That's what we all strive for, right? Man, talk about it. And then that's that. Roman became the bane of everyone's existence. We know why. And this is a daily acknowledgement still. Daily acknowledgement. He became an attraction. He did incredible business. He did something in the modern era we will never see again. So there's that. And here's a question for you, since we're all this championship talk before we get into this card. Indeed. You don't watch enough NXT to really answer this question, but if you did, okay, who would you say has the legs to possibly either A, break what will no longer be Flair's record by that time, and or B, finally knock Good Try Terry off that square? Because we know that we're not getting Bruno numbers. We can hang up Bruno numbers. So okay, as I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say the person most likely to do both, or could do A or B, and or who could do and or, but they're not in NXT. They're actually on the main roster right now. Braun Breaker. Nice. Yeah, good call. I feel like Braun Breaker in real life, the reason he would get to such a high count is a couple of really good feuds. I feel like him and Jacob Fatu trading the title over the course of a year would get his numbers up into the 5 or 6 or whatever, and then he's gonna have barring injury, he's gonna have a long enough career to get to 17. The second half of the 2020s. Do you think that's about Breaker and Jacob? It should be, barring any ridiculous politics or injury. It should be. Man, it should be. From a backstage standpoint, do you know how dope that would be to have someone like Jay, who's true life friends with Braun Breaker, and then bringing him into the fold? Because the Steiners have been around Fatus for eons. They probably hung out as kids at some point, if we keeping it G. I mean, that would be phenomenal. The families probably kicked it at one point. Yeah. But that would be my choice overall. I think you could book a stupid reign for Obafemi. But there's a lot of things working against it. Yeah, buddy. Like, there's a lot of
table this, because we gotta be able to frame that conversation correctly. I know where you're going. We gotta be able to frame that correctly.
Yeah, but Braun Breaker's my choice to do, for either or.
And then also, before we get into this card, do we count NXT title reigns with their world title reign count?
I'm gonna say no.
Why?
The reason I say no is NXT has gone back to being a developmental brand. If we're counting developmental titles, we might as well count indie reigns too. And I mean indie, not like TNA Impact indie. I mean like
no. Because TNA Impact is not in indie. Like, they've always been owned by a corporation, regardless of how the presentation has been.
But again, people like to create their own narratives, and they like to see people as they see them.
Okay,
for what they really are.
Here's the catalyst for that question. You're not watching LFG yet. You're waiting to binge it. Understand?
Right.
Great bingeable show. I tell you that. I like the idea of that type of competition, and the fact that the legends actually have something at stake here makes it for better programming.
Because it's going to be some long days over the summertime when basketball is over and baseball is the only sport on. I'm going to need some other sports content to get me through.
Yeah, facts, which is exactly why, like, a good rain day when I'm looking for baseball or maybe UFL, I'm going to be watching the that documentary on WrestleMania 9.
UFL been kind of turning up early in the season, so shout out to the UFL.
Yeah, shouts out to UFL. Shouts out to Byron Vaughns. You know what I'm saying? Houston. I don't represent the Roughnecks, but I represent Byron Vaughns.
Renegades, what's happening?
Renegades, what it do? Like, get on the show. Like, give us some merch, something.
Get that boy Stoops to pop up.
Here's the catalyst for that question.
Okay.
Last episode of LFG, it was about tag team wrestling. And they had
Lost Art.
They had Devon come in the team to help as a special guest for the week, and of course you have 2 tag team specialists, 3 if you count the Undertaker, but that's that's a whole other conversation. But
did he end up making it to be a tag team specialist though?
Who, the Undertaker?
Yeah.
He literally started off as a tag team specialist.
I mean, yeah, but when you say specialist, I mean like
him and Kane were a good tag team.
As an attraction, occasionally.
But they like Duggan and Reed. They were an attraction.
Again,
you never saw them on TV. They were only at the house shows as a team.
I could argue for Butch Reed being a tag team specialist because of Doom.
Absolutely.
But Duggan, not so much.
Yeah, no. Not through the dichotomy of the. We won't talk about Team Canada nonsense. No, we won't do that. Anyway, yeah, I digress.
That was just a question.
Yeah, I digress.
They used to call the Rockers tag team specialists. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So, and the reason why this came up was because Devon is on there. Booker T is a rivaling coach to Bubba Ray.
Tag team specialist there, Booker T.
Yes. Booker T argues that the ECW World Tag Team title reigns of the Dudley Boys should not count because they were a regional promotion.
I don't know if I'm with that.
I agree.
ECW became the number 3 and in terms of revenue became the number 3 promotion in America.
Yep.
In terms of popularity, at times they were number 2. And a couple of times they were close to 1.
I would say they were probably in the time, the little window right before, like when Nitro first kicked off, before Attitude Era became a thing, I would probably say they were number 1 because after the first couple of weeks of Nitro, people were just tuned in because it was WCW. People were going out of their way to find. It was a cult following. You find out where ECW goes, you hit the tour dates. People line up outside for days before to catch TV tapings.
But that's also like crate digger hip hop. That's like 50 Cent's G Unit mixtape run. That's like T.I.'s mixtape run before not Urban Legend, but before trap music. Like that's a different feel like it's a
down
different
down with the
groundswell.
King T.I.
Yeah, it's more like, grassroots groundswell. Like, they got the buzz. Having a buzz and being the most popular, I feel like, are two different things.
Okay, so I would definitely give you a firm number 2 because there were times where I'd rather watch Nitro and I'd rather watch Nitro.
I don't want your firm 2s, thank you. Firm 1s either.
No, none of that. No numbers, no firm numbers. Firm handshakes, about it.
There you go. Keep it business.
But here, and I don't want to be hypocritical of things I've said in the past. To me, as a larger organization with broadcast media rights, if you have not defended those titles outside of the United States or outside of one country,
that was our criteria before when we did our world title tournament.
Yes. So ECW never traveled outside the country.
Yes, they did.
Talk to me.
Japan, all Japan.
Ooh, great. That's a great digger moment. Okay, never mind.
Shout out to Sabu. The world titles have traveled outside of the United States. That's how we we passed on ECW. Like, yes, that's a world title. But that's how we defined a world title. Hasn't been defended outside of the continental United States. And then I think we added the caveat of like, it was either pay-per-view or certain or television. I think that's what it was. If you have
television rights.
Yeah, television rights and defend it outside of the continental United States, then you can qualify.
All right, so NXT does qualify by those standards.
They do. It's also, but if we're gonna count NXT, then you got to start counting Ohio Valley. Like it gets weird.
I mean,
or Florida Championship Wrestling. Like it gets
no. You can't count Florida Championship Wrestling because Florida Championship Wrestling did not have a World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh,
they had a Florida Heavyweight Championship. You talking about the defenses in Puerto Rico?
I mean,
yeah, they did. It was just the Florida Heavyweight Championship. The World Heavyweight Championship was the 10 pounds of gold.
No. That's me. That's one of those. I'm like,
I hear you.
Taking it back to a developmental brand when at one point it was a third brand that standed on its own. And
I disagree. It's only because of your stance after the Skittle. Evolve is the developmental brand.
I mean, sure, but if we start counting Evolve from the developmental brand standpoint, now you got to go through Evolve's lineage and count all those. Like, we count Ring of Honor, so maybe, but yeah, me with the Skittle, that's gonna be the first reason. The Skittle era. And the fact that you have people on that brand that have, they have under 100 matches. Just for me, I'm not counting world title reigns from NXT. I'm just not.
Up until last year, you had people in AEW that had less than 100 matches. Keeping it G. Now, she hasn't had a world title, but Jade Cargill's got less than 100 matches.
Because she got up to 60.
She ain't had 30 matches in the last 6 months because she was gone for 3 of them.
You gotta count house shows.
Maybe 2 a week. Maybe.
I mean, she been there for a few weeks. She ought to be closing in on 100 if she ain't there. But I'm not counting. I personally am not counting world title reigns from NXT. If we're gonna do that, then Braun Breaker is well on his way. Okay. Do you count Dolph Ziggler's NXT Heavyweight Championship as a world title?
Shamefully, yes.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, that is a conversation for another episode. We probably need at least 2 or 3 more people to weigh in. I might get outvoted on this, but yeah, I'm not counting that. I'm not.
I'm actually seeing what Dr. Google has to say.
Because I mean, if that's the case, you could pad Randy's stats. Like, if Randy ever had an injury where he decided to go, kind of work the kinks out in NXT, and they booked a couple angles for him to hold the title for however long, are we gonna add that to the count? Are we gonna call him a 15-time world champion based on an NXT title win?
Wait a minute here. So, speaking of Ziggler, this is where things get really murky. Really murky.
See?
TNA World Champion. AAA Mega Campeon. IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. That's not the World Heavyweight Championship.
And that's the other part. It's like 60 new world titles since then. So keep going.
Yeah, and then of course the WWE World Heavyweight title. He did that twice.
Didn't he do like world title twice? Or he did
that's what I'm saying. It was the world title. It was twice. One time he got stripped because of injury.
Concussion.
Yeah.
So he did big gold twice.
Yep.
Which I'm like that. This is one of the reasons I prefer one champion. Like when Roman was the champion.
There we go. That's the answer.
There's more clarity on these title reigns. Like one champion. Stop making it's a participation trophy. It was something to pacify another performer who was bitching about the schedule. And like, look, your name on the schedule to work. Now you want to go talk to HR about a raise? That's your business. But
an Intercontinental Champion to me has more staying power for a wrestling championship than the U.S. title. Simply because United States is one country. Intercontinental means you travel across the globe.
I get that. You're being very technical about it, which I can appreciate. The reason you don't get more prestige around the United States title is because it's not something WWE.
It's not a WWE product. Never was.
Right. It's a carryover from WCW that's become a WWE thing, but not with the same lineage or heritage or even match quality. So you see why it'll look different to future generations than it looks to us, because we saw when it was great.
See, we've given you the pencil pusher, the pre-show that you didn't know you wanted. We've given you pre-shows for future shows from the Broken Pencil Booking Company, Pro Wrestling Podcast Infused with Hip Hop.
I mean, this is what happened. This daytime energy, you get a lot more zing.
But this is not why we here. We're not here for pre-shows. I know y'all sit here like, will y'all just get on with it and stop talking? Yes, we will. Just for you.
It's a podcast, bro.
That said, ready for this card, man. You know what it is. Sin City. Strip clubs unite to get free buffets and discounted tickets.
Look, that's the greatest thing ever. A strip club is hosting a free watch party with a free buffet. I'm sure there's probably something close to a 2-drink minimum. They're also hosting an after party for WrestleMania. This is the type of ingenuity. This is what makes America great.
WrestleMania is taking place in Las Vegas. April 19th, April 20th, Allegiant Stadium. Yes, Easter weekend and 420. Like it's
boy, I am excited to see how they play this. I'm very excited.
You're in Sin City on 420 on a day of the Lord.
Snoop is more than likely going to be in attendance. Travis Scott is going to be burning sage again. Yeah, like Sunday is gearing up to be a very interesting day.
Let's run.
I'm excited.
Let's run through this card. Yeah, man. If you're not, I don't care if you're in bad weather. If you're not firing up the grill this weekend, to some degree, if your kitchen is bare,
as the kids say, throw something on the grill because it's a celebrate.
If your kitchen is bare this Sunday, I pray for you. I don't even envy you. I just pray for you.
I love you so long.
This picture is in the right quality for considering where we're at.
A jumbled mess. An absolutely jumbled, pixelated mess.
This is all we get.
That's what describes Randy Orton. Matter of fact, Randy should just come to the ring, pose just like that, and be done.
And we should have a really bad feed when it happens.
Peacock should be have a service interruption or something. Screen freeze up.
Well, to quote the great Paul Heyman, if you're not last, you might as well be first. For the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, look at the quality on that graphic. What? Come on with it.
World Champion, the ring getting around, Walter in our house, taking on main event Jey Uso.
Yeet, man.
Suave ain't gonna win.
Gunther. Walter, Gunter, whatever superlative you want to use in your house, the ring in around, the story makes no sense if he retains.
Winner and new. That's that.
Jay cut his best promo of this whole feud on the last Monday Night Raw. I just don't think he should have done it face to face. After Jimmy got slumped the way he did, Jay should have. First of all, if you see Gunther, you got to take off his green light. But this would have served better if it was the same promo in the style that Naomi did hers, a pre-tape.
Yeah, because the minimization of Walter in the ring during this, he went from ready to handle business and have fun about the fact that he put his brother out to being legit scared for his own safety.
His mood shifted, which was cool, but I'm like, it does not play into what's been going on the entire build. And it's
which
like,
has been taxing after ass taxing.
Pause. This dude was wiping the blood of another person on his torso.
His brother, not another person. His opponent's brother. Right.
But just applying blood to his torso, something I haven't seen really done to that extent since maybe the 99 in ECW. Like, Jerry Lynn spelled out die on his chest with Steve Corino's blood. If you want to go crate digging and find that if they ain't deleted it yet.
Oh, man. Speaking of deleting, they took out the N-bomb from Booker T and replaced it with sucker.
Well, I mean, it's one of those, if you know, you know.
30 years too late, but whatever. All right. So anybody not named Walter is not winning. Bet. All
Jay
right.
celebrated. Does Jay turn heel?
Wait, what?
Aha! Does Jay turn heel? Because that's the scuttlebutt on the internet. People have put together this episode of Clue with things that The Rock has said previously, and the fact that they're watching his fingers while he's counting. He wants a champion to, air quotes, sell their soul. This would have been light years better if it was Jay versus Cody and you had this same cloud hovering over the main event. Just saying. And then Randy would have had an opponent because Cena would have been there and he wouldn't have had to turn him heel yet. That's all I'm saying. And then that would have opened Walter up for a different opponent.
Next Monday is going to have don't be surprised if we go live on the air Tuesday afternoon after Mania. Like this is the kind of energy we're expecting this week.
There's a lot going on.
For the United States Championship, champion L.A. Knight. Yeah. Taking on Jacob Fatu. Suave ain't gonna win.
I'm gonna pick with my favoritism. I feel like LA Knight ain't gonna win.
I feel like LA Knight ain't gonna win. I also feel like it's time to crown Jacob Fatu with something. He's put in great work over the last 9 months, and it's time for that work to be rewarded.
I feel like, though, here's the logic, that at some point the tumultuous relationship of the remaining members of Bloodline 2.0 has to boil over. It could start here, where they cost him winning the United States title. I would prefer
Solo, specifically. I don't think it would be Tama Tonga.
Yeah, Solo has to be involved with this. And that's when you get I Hate You Solo. But, yeah. We gonna see.
All right. For the WWE World Tag Team Championship, champions War Raiders taking on the New Day. Suave ain't gonna win.
War Raiders.
Not only will War Raiders not win, but we're going to see a record tag team title reign for the New Day.
At this point, I just want to see tag team champions that defend every week. Like let's do something to.
Or at least show up.
Time. We have, and that's not the War Raiders' fault because I'm sure they're
not at all.
We need to fill up this time in these slots that we have. So why not? Why does a tag match seem like a dirty word with them? And this is not a Vince thing anymore. This is the new regime. And we're not getting any more tag team wrestling than we were getting before that.
You say that. Let's go to our next match. For the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. I don't like this match for a number of reasons. However,
I could care less.
Suave, as I always ask you, who ain't gonna win?
Valkyria and Bayley.
Thank you. Good night.
Ain't gonna win.
For the Women's World Championship in a triple threat match, the champion Io Sky and her getting disrespected self week after week, taking on former champions Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Anybody but the newly heel turned Bianca Belair.
Words out of my mouth. If anybody's going to turn heel this weekend, it's going to be Bianca Belair, and she's going to win this title. So anybody not named Io or anybody not named Bianca Belair, y'all not winning.
On the cool, I can see WWE in their infinite knowledge and wisdom, as you see my air quotes going up, having Io Sky retain with somehow beating both of them at the same time. I think it'd be a cool spot. I don't know if what it does for long-term business, but that would be something. It'd be cool. It'd put some steam on Io.
I wouldn't be mad at that because Io deserves to have a little bit of steam on her because she has, like, her getting pie-faced like twice that first week is one thing. Now it's just the thing that you expect when you see these two in the ring with her. And she needs to have a little bit more respect. They put the title on her for a reason. You didn't have to put the title on her on a Monday Night Raw just to have this happen as a build.
I mean, we here, so we gonna see
more women's matches, shall we? Chick Flair, your challenger, taking on WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Suave. Here's where I think we're going to differ.
We know a girl who can really be a cougar.
I really hope Chick Flair ain't gonna win.
You hope.
Something tells me Tiffany Stratton ain't gonna win.
We didn't come this far to just come this far. And that's all I can say about it. Like, I get it. It would be a shot in the arm to Tiffany Stratton. It would legitimize her title reign. It would create a new star. And it would probably pop the live house. All things that you would want to do. But we did not put Charlotte Flair in a air quotes main event after winning the Royal Rumble for her to come up short now. That card's getting played. Don't work for me, brother. Tiffany Stratton ain't gonna win.
Doesn't work for me, brother. That's the worst.
Doesn't work for me, brother or sister.
Oh man, Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest taking on Drew McIntyre. Suave, who ain't gonna win besides the fans?
I don't even know if this is still gonna happen. Is Drew cleared? Is that
so
he's wearing an eye patch in real life?
Let me ask you this, because that eye, there was a glass in the eye that was documented as being not work.
Real glass, bro.
What if we got Drew McIntyre out of this match, not medically cleared to participate, and then getting a clearer picture on this?
It seems too makeshift. Randy deserves better.
Ooh.
Everybody involved in that situation deserves better. Randy Orton deserves not to be just plugged into a match. If you can't concoct an opponent, which it should be Solo if we keeping it G, or our pitch of, a surprise visit from Joe Hendry, and then Randy gets 15 by winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Dog, do you know the shot on the ratings that would do for Access TV, TNA, and for WWE to put a 15 on Randy?
It makes good sense. It is good business.
It's good money. Yes, that is best for business all the way around.
Everybody wins. It is good business.
You've never had a name that big. It's not even jumping ship. You're changing networks because you guys are in bed together. This is the easiest opportunity to have a huge name, A-lister, first ballot Hall of Famer.
All correct, all good. I'll stop you when you start lying.
It's the easiest way to boost what seems to be a floundering brand.
There are no losers in this
at all.
Joe Hendry's gonna get his song sung in a whole stadium because that's an international crowd.
Randy does something he's never done.
Joe Hendry gets ring time with Randy Orton. TNA gets a first ballot Hall of Famer, a A-lister crossover on television as their World Heavyweight Champion. There is no way that this is an L.
Active.
There's no L involved with this whatsoever. None.
All right, so this match is actually, I'm sorry, yeah, this match is actually going to be a just an asterisk because we can't even call this one. We don't even know if it's going to happen.
Drew McIntyre ain't going to win. If it does happen. I mean, Damian Priest doesn't really need an L. I'll say Damian Priest needs the W more than Drew McIntyre does right now.
This is very true, and Drew McIntyre, Drew McIntyre losing isn't always a bad thing. Like the losses that he's had over the last, really since WrestleMania last year, have been toutable still, and the matches have been damn good.
He's usually able to spin a loss into better character work. I don't think we're looking at this point. Drew needs a title win to move up. So now it's like just maintaining what you have, which is
and if this is your last loss before you go on the streak and actually get you a title, so be it.
I mean, you can take the loss, walk backstage, bump into somebody, and now you got a whole new program.
I mean, truth be told, because him and Randy had a hell of a program during the pandemic.
This is true. Not necessarily mean I want to go back to that, but
to do it with a crowd will be a different energy.
Maybe.
Especially since they both have to work different styles right now.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Grudge match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Now, before I say Swaff ain't gonna win, this needs to be the crowning moment for Jade Cargill. However,
does it really?
Jade Cargill was not a WWE creation. She's had more losses in WWE than she had the entire time she was in AEW, and she's with AEW probably 10 times longer than she's been with WWE.
I'm gonna say Jade ain't gonna win because it's better business to chase Retribution for at least another pay-per-view or two.
And we know Naomi can't whoop Jade. And Jade gonna get her lick back.
Eventually.
It's
the same thing that happened with Rhea and Liv. You know, if you match the two up, they don't look like it should go that way. It's big dog, little dog.
And don't discount the fact Naomi was a TNA World Champion when she left WWE.
Fact. So Naomi is much better in the ring than when she left. And this is a learning tree, to borrow a phrase from another promotion. This is a learning tree moment. She needs ring time with someone who's going to bring her along. So it would probably be here.
And not just a venue, the biggest of venues.
Right. So I don't see why you don't get a 3-match series out of this. And the best way to do that is for Naomi to win, which means she could potentially be getting a heater. Nia Jax ain't been on TV in a minute.
There you go.
If you want to keep it family.
For the Intercontinental Championship, the Men's Intercontinental Championship, champion Braun Breaker taking on Cero Miedo. Penta taking on Dominic Mysterio, taking on Finn Balor. Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Anybody not named Dirty Dom Mysterio.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. He ain't gonna have it long. Now that's not.
I actually have Braun winning.
You got Braun retaining.
I have anybody not named Braun losing this particular match, and it's because of shenanigans between Balor and Dominic.
I think because of the shenanigans of everyone in the match, Dom is going to pull some sleazebag move, and he's going to end up being champ. Braun Breaker doesn't have to be pinned, so that's number one. He's not going to lose anything by losing the title.
No DQ. Anything goes.
Right. So you got other members of Judgment Day that might get involved. We might end up with new members of Judgment Day. We do have free agents roaming the backstage area.
We may have an excommunication mid-match.
All of the above. And
I still got anybody not named Braun retaining, but I like where you're going. Because I think Raw after Mania is going to see the emergence of a new leader in Judgment Day.
Yeah, if I was playing 2K and picking wrestlers, yeah, it'd be Braun Breaker. But we make movies.
There's that. Speaking of Mysterio,
my God,
Ray taking on El Grande Americano, and
yeah, this graphic fits this match too. It's
small.
It should be small. Should be relatively short. And that's not a height disparity conversation either.
Can we please put El Grande Americano to rest?
Yeah, he has to win at this point. Like, you've gone this far. You've pissed off an entire segment of the audience with the gimmick itself. You sent him off on a journey.
You're I know where you're going. Like you think Ray ain't gonna win?
Oh, I know Ray ain't gonna win.
Boy,
there's no point.
You ready to cause a riot? We in
Why
Vegas.
Not? When the last time we had a good one? Turn up, get you a riot.
For the sake of the show.
Crash the club, throw some chairs, break something. Yeah,
for the sake of the show. I hope Rey Mysterio does not win, so Vegas can tear the club up.
I don't think that kind of energy is gonna make it in the stadium.
Okay.
You know how much these seats are?
It's a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money. We had this
conversation. I don't think the type of people that would riot over Rey Mysterio losing will probably be at the strip club with the free buffet. That energy is going to be on the strip in LA.
Let's really hope that energy is not in the strip club because if that happens after that match.
Because look, talent needs to get paid.
Absolutely. And just because it's WrestleMania weekend and there's going to be plenty tricks in the building.
Price just went up.
We don't want to make it rain. We want yeah, don't make it rain. Make it tsunami.
Just open up the suitcase and just.
There's some hardworking people in there who deserve your attention and your dollars.
Oh man! All right, main event. We'll call it night one.
This is an interesting question. Yeah, like which is the bigger payoff? That's crazy.
It depends on who shows up afterwards, I guess.
I mean, both of these stories feel like they have huge payoffs and huge implications, but if we're in a situation where this is the main event for one of the nights, and then the other main event's already been told to us.
I'm tripping. We'll go with let me ask you this, because we got this one and two more. Night one or night two for Cody and John Cena?
Night one.
I agree. Night one. All right.
Night one, if I'm looking at value. Night two, if the main event of the other main event plays into this one. It's about how these stories connect, because at some point they will connect.
There's no way night two ends with Peacemaker leaving with the title. This has to do night one. Has to.
Because I'm looking at what could potentially happen in the other main event, and I'm like, night two can't end like that. But go ahead.
But it
talk
could.
Your talk.
But it could.
Probably will.
Right. For the undisputed WWE Championship, champion Cody Rhodes taking on John Cena. Swavo ain't gonna win.
Cody Rhodes ain't gonna win. I've seen
364 days has been long enough, Cody. Thank you.
I've seen Cena's tour dates. We've seen he's going to be here through the rest of the spring and early summer. he ain't gonna be here empty-handed. Cody ain't gonna win,
and he's not chasing anything either. Let's keep that a buck.
It's been real. It's been real, my boy.
All right. AJ Styles versus Paul Sack.
AJ ain't gonna win.
Yeah, I think Paul Sack really needs some. AJ ain't gonna win this one. I don't think so either. We need AJ to be around a little bit longer.
Won't this be like the first veteran he's been in one of these high-profile situations with that actually is gonna put him over? Somebody lost to Roman.
To me, somebody with some
Seth.
weight that will put him over. Yes.
Yeah, because he's had high profile. He got Roman in Saudi. He got Seth at a WrestleMania. He got Ray in Saudi. He beat Ray though. So Ray put him over. I feel like Ray and AJ are kind of on that same tier. AJ will do good.
Like high B, low A.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to kind of grade it. Yeah.
All right.
Main eventer in a pinch, but if we keep it in G, upper mid card.
Yeah, and I'm sick of hearing
in
him
2025, and it's not a disparity thing. It's just they don't have those stories to be in the main event.
And then finally, boy, where is this thing yet? For the main event of main events,
no title needed.
the only title needed for this match is a title for this match. A triple threat match for bragging rights and the love and affection of one Paul Heyman.
The custody of Paul Heyman. Heyman on a pole match.
Current owner. Wait, that sounds so bad.
Yeah. Check your entitlement, B.
Yeah. Current provider of wisdom, or the current recipient of wisdom, Roman Reigns. Current guardian of wisdom, Roman Reigns.
Caregiver, current emergency contact.
Versus interim, one night only, favor fulfilled caregiver, best friend of the best in the world, CM Punk. Versus who could potentially be your winner, caregiver. Based on a favor being owed to this guy, Seth Rollins.
New court-appointed guardian.
The visitation on this one is crazy.
Ward of the state.
Seth Rollins is foster care this whole match.
Say, bro.
Oh, no disrespect to my foster children, though.
How much more can you prop this man up? How many more crutches and sticks and how much more super glue are you going to use to hold this man up in this spot?
I'm sitting here like Brock versus Roman. And then now you got three. And all of the, as always, Kung Fu Panda injects pander into his situation. So he doesn't belong. Like one of these men is not like the other. He's definitely a Kung Fu Panda. But the one thing that he has right now is a favor owed to him simply because he said that you owe me.
You have a manufactured favor, all because you air quotes didn't stomp Heyman out.
And let's keep it a buck. He didn't pull back from stomping Heyman. Heyman saved his own damn soul.
It looks like a little of both. Like Heyman had a slow reaction, but he got out of the way. But also it made it look like, Seth could have pulled the trigger and didn't. It makes Seth look a little more cerebral by the fact that he had him dead to rights and didn't cash in because he wanted the favor. I get it. I picked up on that nuance. It's funny that we refer to him as Kung Fu Panda because the internet and some pundits and even some legends who have podcasts and radio shows have advocated for this to be Seth's moment because that's air quotes the most shocking way to go off television. Like that's the air quotes best for business thing.
Sidebar: his reaction to pulling a good Tri-Terry trading card earned him a point in my good graces, but only one.
Right. Salute to you for that one. Like you he don't stray too far away from home. He'll do some things, he'll get out in the street, but every so often he'll come back by the house, drop some money off, say hey.
He drives off in the pasture for way too long before bringing it back to the road.
He don't come visit every Christmas, but when he come through,
he got gifts. He got some bomb-ass gifts.
He got bomb-ass gifts, and he always gonna show Big Mama some love. It's that. He's the rich auntie. He ain't gonna show up to every family function, but when she do come through, it's all laughs and it's gonna be a good time. That's Kung Fu Pander.
Yeah.
And the internet has pandered for him to end up with Paul Heyman, because I guess he needs it. Of the three, he's probably the one who would need a run with Heyman the most.
I mean, we got Roman with Heyman for 5 years. We got Seth and Punk for going on 20 years.
Yeah.
What's 9 months with this clown?
I get it. It's cool. It'll be stock up on everybody involved, because everybody will have a new reason to either target Heyman or target Seth Rollins, or hell, all target each other. Punk getting in his first WrestleMania main event and not winning, that's something that can fuel him for the next year.
This also puts a very, very hard stop on the 7th inning stretch of the Bloodline situation.
From what I've read, and even from what I think, I don't think there's a hard stop on Bloodline business at all.
No. Just as opposed to barreling through 9 innings, like we're stuck in the 7th. Like it's a rain delay.
we're about to start the 6th. I don't think we're that far along.
I'm with you.
And because a lot of people got hurt again. Same.
There's side missions going on right now with Jay. We don't know what's up with Jimmy. Solo is floundering. We got kids out here.
We hearing about Zilla and his impending arrival. Hikuleo is still somewhere in a warehouse, being hidden from the public,
being fine tuned and having wires upgraded.
Journey's in MLW getting ring time. Like we got options,
bruh.
we got plenty of options. So Bloodline business will be fine. I think Roman might go into a new chapter of himself, especially depends on his schedule. I guess you get Heyman on TV every week. That's a plus, because he's with Seth, and Seth is a every week guy, air quotes.
And we still haven't gotten to the 6-month mark of CM Punk saying, "Give me 6 months."
So there's that. So okay.
So Suave, who ain't gonna win?
Anybody not named Seth.
All right, there it is.
Now I don't want to pick against my tribal chief.
I mean, we've given the daily acknowledgement, but there's one person in this that can afford a loss. It's him.
That's the more interesting conversation. Who takes the pin?
I would say Punk. Simply because Punk feels like he never got a chance to main event WrestleMania. He gets to main event WrestleMania, and then in his first main event, he gets to lose. Seth has been handing Punk CM Punk has been handing Seth his ass over the last year.
True.
If this is the one get back, Punk can't be mad at it.
It's the get back of
all get backs, yes. And you get a win and your mans.
Here's the other thing, though. I feel like at some point in the next 2 years, you have to get a Seth versus Roman 1-on-1. What better way to greenlight that than to have Seth pin Roman yet again in this 3-way? Because Roman doesn't have a definitive win over Seth yet. And that's the thing.
What was the last time when Seth came out wearing Shield gear?
That was Royal Rumble 23, and Roman lost that by DQ. Because he put the not the Kimura, the front chancery. He put it on, wouldn't let it go, got disqualified. So yeah, and Seth has been touting that. That's been his claim to fame with Roman. Like
I beat you. Yeah, you've never beat me. Yeah,
you've never beaten me. So I think at some point at a WrestleMania, because it has to be WrestleMania, you could do it. SummerSlam doesn't have the same effect. I think you can get a WrestleMania main event out of these two, whether a title's involved or not.
So let me ask you this. 42 is in... I've been in Baltimore too long. 42 is in... is in New Orleans next year.
Uh-huh.
Do we get Roman versus Seth in New Orleans?
Very possible. I think you either get Roman versus Seth or you get Roman versus The Rock. Here's what I'd love, and let me go ahead and try to book some fly shit on the fly. Heyman is going with Seth. We still have this whole conversation about The Rock wants his champion. Everybody keeps talking about, air quotes, selling their soul. Even Seth Rollins has mentioned recently about selling his soul. What happens if we end up with a situation by the time we get to New Orleans that Seth and The Rock and Heyman are all in some type of cahoots? Where Roman is finally about to get his main event versus The Rock, but to do so, you gotta beat Seth. So Roman works double duty next year in New Orleans. You get Seth versus Roman on night one where he can slay his dragon, finally kill that demon, and then you get the main event we've been waiting for the last 3 WrestleManias. Rock versus Roman.
It's really simple, people. Show at brokenpencilbc.com, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. That's brokenpencilbc@gmail.com, at brokenpencilbc on all things social, at brokenpencilbc on what?
Everything. And everything.
When you tap in with Broken Pencil with Gangrene, when you tap in with us,
talk to him.
You gotta talk that talk with us, because we talk back. We ain't disrespectful.
I ain't gonna make no promises.
What?
I ain't gonna make no promises.
The respect of the situation gets handled respectfully.
Energy is reciprocated over here.
Be careful what you put out there in that world, because you will get it right back tenfold.
Facts.
So bring it to us. We gonna drop this joint for y'all, and we want it all. So
call before you come over. Don't just drop nothing off.
It's really that simple. So yeah, WrestleMania weekend. I mean, NXT's got some good stuff popping. Lots of wrestling this week. Like, if you are a wrestling fan, this is your week. We've been waiting all year for this. In fact, not this particular week, but WrestleMania is what started this for us back 7 years ago.
Get enough rest between shows. You've got Raw, you've got NXT, you've got AEW shows, you've got SmackDown, you've got 9 hours on Saturday just with pre-shows and the actual event and post-show. Then you have another 9 hours on Sunday. Get rest.
Charge up your mobile devices.
Please, get plenty of rest.
Check the weather.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Make sure you step outside. Get you some sunlight if there's some sunlight available for you.
Touch grass.
Most importantly, touch grass.
And make sure you get your nutrients. Like, eat some fruit. Everything doesn't have to be deep fried.
But if it is, it's okay too.
I mean, hey, look, treat yourself. Treat yourself, because you've earned it. But try to mix in some vegetables and some fruit in the meantime.
This is your weekend. Act accordingly. It's all we trying to tell you.
Facts and more facts.
And be checking for us on the socials, because we going to be out there, outside and up in it simultaneously. Sean? What's Sean? That's my wife. Suave.
Well, since we shouting out family members, shout out to my niece graduating from basic training in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Big Dimp, not the little one, so I had to go ahead and put that in the air.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
Big
Who else
deal.
we shouting out? You got anybody else you want to put on blast?
Oh, absolutely. Big brother Jake, Dave House. Let me tell you something, man. The benefactor. Ceremonial Salt Saturdays is a real thing. Like,
it's a real thing.
I will be out in a restaurant and I will go get a packet.
No. You got to start carrying your own coarse sea salt.
Oh no. I got some pink Himalayan. I would take that too.
Either or, but it's gotta be coarse.
Yes.
Coarsely ground salt.
There will be ceremonial salt Saturdays thrown every participate. Have your own ceremony and just throw salt on Saturdays. That's all we ask you to do. Suave, take it to the house.
when we celebrate the big check, we go into somebody's steakhouse and we are throwing coarse ground salt for ceremonial salt Saturdays or Sundays.
And $5 down for the cleanup.
Facts. Absolutely. Pencil pushers. Like, rate, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Tell that friend to tell a friend. And then tell that friend again. Heads up. Pencils down.
Yeah. Mania week, you bitch.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.